Have you ever wondered, why do I eat lean meat every day, but each time I go for a heart check, I'm weaker than before? I believe this is not just your concern, but also a lingering question in the hearts of millions of seniors. For decades, we have always believed that red meat, especially lean beef or pork, is a nutritious source of protein, good for muscles and the health of seniors. However, the truth might surprise you. Red meat, even the lean kind, can still be the silent culprit weakening your heart. Not through sharp, clear pains, but by gradually eroding the endothelial layer of blood vessels, reducing the heart's pumping function, and causing chronic inflammation that lasts for days, months, without leaving any warning signs. So what is the real cause? It's not just high cholesterol or increased blood pressure, as many people think, but rather a special toxin produced right in your body every time you eat red meat. The noteworthy thing is that 99% of seniors have never heard of this substance. I will reveal that right now, because knowing early you can save your heart before it's too late. But first, if you truly care about cardiovascular health and want to join us on the journey of recovering and protecting the heart after 60, please hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. We will always be here to help you take care of your heart actively, sustainably, and gently every day. For many years, red meat has been seen as a symbol of strong nutrition, rich in protein, blood-enriching, strength-boosting. From a steak at dinner to a few slices of cold cuts at breakfast, it has been associated with the image of health. But the truth you may not know is that red meat is very harmful to heart health, especially when you reach the age of 60 and above. When thinking about the harms of red meat, most seniors only remember saturated fats and cholesterol. But there is a silent cause. Almost no one warns you about it, that is quietly destroying the hearts of millions of people every day: L-carnitine and choline in red meat. It sounds harmless, but these two substances are actually the raw materials that gut bacteria use to produce a new dangerous toxin called TMAO. Have you never heard of TMAO? It's understandable. Most current heart health warnings focus on cholesterol and blood pressure, while TMAO, a real culprit, has been overlooked for decades. Science calls it trimethylamine N-oxide. This is a metabolite unrelated to blood lipids or blood pressure, but it can promote atherosclerosis, cause chronic inflammation, damage blood vessel walls, and bring you closer to an unexpected heart attack or stroke. It doesn't stop there. TMAO disrupts the way your body processes cholesterol, making it easier for blood fats to accumulate into plaques. It activates inflammatory genes, damaging the endothelium layer that keeps blood vessels flexible and healthy. And worse yet, if you have impaired kidney function, which is very common after age 60, TMAO will not be properly excreted, gradually accumulating in the blood and significantly increasing the risk of heart complications. You might be thinking, if it's that serious, why have I never heard anyone mention it? The answer lies in the fact that TMAO does not cause pain, does not cause chest tightness immediately. It doesn't signal with loud noises, but quietly weakens your heart day by day. You still eat, normally still walk around, but after a few steps you get out of breath, can't sleep deeply because of shortness of breath, your heart races irregularly, and you blame it on age. But in reality, it might be the red meat you eat every day that is the silent culprit. Science is no longer vague about this connection. A study by the Niche 2019 showed that after just 1 month of a diet rich in red meat, about 8 ounces per day, TMAO levels in the blood increased threefold compared to when consuming white meat or plant-based proteins. The good news is that when you stop eating red meat, TMAO levels decrease rapidly. That means you still have time to change. If you're still not truly convinced, let the big data speak. A study by Tufts University and Cleveland Clinic 2022, which followed over 3,900 people aged 65 and older for 12.5 years, showed that just 1 serving of red meat per day increases the risk of atherosclerotic heart disease by 22%. And this risk does not come from cholesterol as we often think, but from TMAO and the harmful metabolites produced by gut bacteria. Additionally, a study at Cleveland Clinic 2025 confirmed that L-carnitine and choline in red meat are the raw materials for gut bacteria to produce TMAO, a crucial link in promoting atherosclerosis in seniors. A cohort analysis of 5,333 senior individuals, cardiovascular health study, also indicated that those with high levels of TMAO, choline, and carnitine have a 30% increased risk of death from all causes, especially in individuals with impaired kidney function. The final interesting point is experiments on mice showed that when L-carnitine or choline was supplemented, TMAO increased significantly and atherosclerotic plaques formed rapidly. But when gut bacteria were inhibited, this process completely disappeared. That means the gut microbiome itself is the gatekeeper that determines whether red meat becomes a poison for your heart. Red meat really harms the heart health of seniors, but the good news is now you know. And this understanding is the first step towards change, because science has clearly shown when you stop eating red meat, TMAO decreases. When you change your diet, the risk can be reversed. Your heart doesn't have to endure any longer. Because starting today, you can make different choices. Smarter, gentler on your heart. Let's explore the next part together. You will surely be surprised by what we are about to mention. For many years, you may have believed that choosing lean cuts of beef or pork was a healthy option. No fat is fine, right? That's a common thought. But the truth is completely different. Even lean meat, the part without visible fat, contains a significant amount of saturated fat. This is the silent culprit causing your heart to weaken over the years. According to data from the USDA, just 100 grams of lean beef contains about 3-4 g of saturated fat. And when you reach your 60s, your body can no longer process this amount of fat as efficiently as before. When young blood vessel walls are still soft elastic and the immune system operates vigorously, the saturated fats consumed are not good, but the body still has the ability to self-regulate and repair. However, in seniors, the heart health system has been worn down by time. The endothelial layer of the blood vessels becomes thin and vulnerable, and the ability to recover diminishes, making any inflammatory factor potentially much more serious. Specifically, saturated fats increase LDL cholesterol, the type of cholesterol known as bad, because it easily accumulates in the artery walls forming plaques. When these plaques become thicker, they narrow the blood vessels, reducing the blood supply to the heart and brain. The consequence is that the heart has to work harder to pump blood through the compressed blood vessels. If this condition persists, the heart muscle will thicken, weaken, leading to heart failure. The scary thing is that this process happens quietly. Many seniors do not feel anything clear except for vague symptoms like fatigue, mild shortness of breath, leg swelling, or chest pain when exerting themselves. Only when a serious event occurs, a heart attack, a stroke, do they realize that their heart has been damaged for many years. Not stopping there, if you frequently eat processed meats like sausages, cold cuts, and bacon, you are also introducing dangerous preservatives like nitrites and nitrates into your body. These are substances used to preserve color and preserve food, but in the body they can be converted into extremely toxic compounds called nitrosamines. Nitrosamine is a strong oxidizing agent capable of causing DNA mutations, damaging the endothelial layer of blood vessels, and promoting the process of atherosclerosis. Moreover, nitrites and nitrates also trigger inflammatory responses in the body, increasing inflammatory markers such as CRP and IL-6. Common indicators in individuals at high risk of heart health problems and cancer. For seniors, the body's natural antioxidant system has declined. This means that free radicals and inflammatory substances will attack more vigorously and quickly, causing blood vessels to rapidly harden, lose elasticity, and increase the risk of arrhythmias, heart failure, and stroke. Scientific studies have continuously warned. A large-scale study by NIH AARP in the U.S. 2019 shows that people who consume a lot of processed meat have a 24% higher risk of cardiovascular disease compared to those who consume less. Another study published in the journal Circulation 2021 also concluded that nitrites and nitrates in processed meat increase oxidative stress, promote inflammation, and lead to heart events in seniors. Not stopping at heart disease, the World Health Organization (WHO) has officially classified processed meat as a Group 1 carcinogen, in the same group as tobacco and asbestos. These warnings are not meant to scare you, but to help you make more informed choices about your health care. Your heart, after 60 years of tireless work, deserves to rest and be cared for with healthier foods. Fish rich in omega-3 beans, nuts, and skinless poultry have been proven to help reduce inflammation, protect the endothelium, and extend cardiovascular longevity. Change your habits starting today, because your heart is no longer young enough to endure prolonged mistakes in eating. Don't wait until the first chest pain hits to wake up. Act early, with the right meals and true self-love. Health doesn't lie in completely cutting out all the delicious foods, but in the ability to choose what your body truly needs, especially when you've reached the age that requires the most care. And if you're looking for ways to protect your heart, start with the plate of food in front of you. Red meat not only raises cholesterol or blood pressure, it also directly attacks the structure of your heart. For a long time, red meat has been seen as the culprit behind increased bad cholesterol and high blood pressure, two common heart risk factors. But in reality, the impact of red meat on the hearts of older adults is much deeper and more dangerous. It's not just the numbers on blood test results, but the silent changes within the structure and function of the heart occurring every day after meals. When red meat changes the shape of your heart without you even knowing. A large study from the UK Biobank 2021 found that people who regularly consume red or processed meat have smaller heart chambers, weaker blood pumping function, and less elastic arteries. These changes are early signs of heart failure, arrhythmias, and strokes, particularly dangerous for people over 60 years old. Even more astonishing is that you don't feel anything, but your heart is weakening day by day. A shrunken, less elastic heart will gradually lose its ability to efficiently supply blood to the organs, causing prolonged fatigue, shortness of breath during exertion, and even swollen legs by the end of the day. These signs are often overlooked as being due to aging, but in reality, they are cries for help from your heart. From the above, the source of protein you choose is what matters. Many people still think that as long as they eat enough protein, it's good. But studies show that people who eat a lot of fatty fish like salmon and mackerel have larger heart chambers, better heart function, and more flexible blood vessels. That is, it's not about how much protein you eat, but rather what type of protein you consume. And red meat is clearly the choice that is harming your heart. Focusing solely on cholesterol is a dangerous mistake. For decades, we have overly focused on LDL, the bad cholesterol, and believed that simply controlling it would protect the heart. But analyses from the UK Biobank show that even when excluding factors like high cholesterol, diabetes, obesity, and blood pressure, the link between red meat and heart damage remains intact. Change before it's too late. Red meat used to be the right choice when your heart was still healthy. But now the heart has been working tirelessly for over 60 years, and it needs to be cared for with wiser decisions. Each meal is a message sent to the heart, either love or burden. Turn each meal into a profound act of self-care, not just to fill your stomach, but to nurture the heart that has silently preserved your life throughout your journey. At this point, you might be wondering what to eat instead of red meat. Right? Here is the answer. Foods that replace red meat, such as lentils, soybeans, chia seeds, salmon, or skinless chicken breast, not only do not cause inflammation or increase TMAO, but also provide fiber, omega-3, and antioxidants, which are the healing nutrients that the aging blood vessels of the elderly need. Based on the foundation of modern nutritional science, experts have pointed out a clear direction: gradually reduce the consumption of red meat, especially processed meat, and replace it with healthy protein sources from plants, fatty fish, and lean poultry. It's not a coincidence that these foods are prioritized. Many studies in the U.S. have shown that they reduce inflammation, lower bad cholesterol, LDL increase arterial elasticity, and significantly reduce the risk of heart failure and stroke in people over 60. But more importantly, these are not just individual items. They are part of a comprehensive dietary lifestyle. Proven diets such as the Mediterranean diet or DASH, based on greens, fruits, olive oil, fatty fish, and whole grains, have shown remarkable results, reducing the risk of cardiovascular death by up to 27% in the elderly, while sustainably improving heart and vascular function. The wonderful thing is you don't have to diet in a miserable way. This is not about giving up, but about transforming your lifestyle from eating for satisfaction to eating for recovery. Just with a bowl of oatmeal in the morning, a plate of salmon salad at noon, or a pot of stew for dinner, you are nurturing your heart every day instead of silently causing it more harm. Let's start with small changes, because your heart, after more than 60 years tirelessly beating for you, deserves to be restored not just to survive, but to live healthily and fully. Red meat is not the enemy, but for a heart that has crossed 60 years of life choices that were once suitable in the past can become dangerous in the present. The scariest thing is not the feeling of chest pain, but the silence of the silently accumulated damage in each familiar meal. Modern nutritional science has helped us see more clearly heart disease does not only come from fat, but from inflammation, TMAO, and how the hearts of older adults react to food. And you can completely choose a new way to nourish your heart with nutrient-rich anti-inflammatory foods that have been proven to extend the lifespan of blood vessels. You don't need to be afraid. You just need to understand better, and starting today. If you find this video useful for yourself or your loved ones, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next video. Your heart, which has been working tirelessly for over 60 years, deserves to be cared for with understanding and love.